Well, interesting that you should ask that, because I brought you here because you, Brett Henniger-Pitts, convinced your cousins that I'm not real, therefore ruining Christmas for them.
How could I ruin Christmas? Aunt Clara's horrific Jamie is ruining Christmas. Did you tell him my middle name?
No, you see, you ruin Christmas by reducing the faithometer levels to low enough that I can't sustain the cause factor and Christmas can't happen.
Claus factor? What's that?
Clause factor is... Where's my epic page for it? There's my epic page for it. You see, in order to manifest clause, we must take our spirituality, multiplied by our faith, connected to our beliefs about clause, plus sign, our emotions about clause, another plus sign, plus our thoughts about clause, which can be multiplied in and of itself any number of times by our intentions. It's kind of complicated, but essentially, if enough children don't believe in me, then Santa Claus can't happen. This is nowhere near as complicated as the figure to figure out 67.342%, which is the critical faithometer levels on the planet.
What do you mean Santa Claus can't happen? You talked about yourself.
It's a superposition until we discover the faith factor. Quantum superposition, it means I can exist in several realities at the same time. And thereby being every home of every kid in the world.
Yeah? Well, there's a lot of kids in the world.
Yeah. I noticed.
Well, reindeer don't really fly.
No, they don't. That was actually a kind of ridiculous legend that cropped up back in 1903 when a kid who wasn't quite asleep heard me and my helper elves here talking about the reindeer reactor, which was invented by a colleague of mine called Duke Reginald. And it's Reginald's Endless International Dimensional Expectation Extrapolating Reactor. I like acronyms. Which, when combined with the simultaneously located expanded dimension machine, the SLED, allows us to manifest the clause factor, creating limitless avenues by understanding simultaneous experiences. Voila. Basically, when the clause factor is initiated, going back to my original equation, I become endless waves of possibility, which allows me to carry all the different toys to all the kids in the world.
I don't think Sydney understands.
You see, I carry one toy at a time for each kid. But because I exist in every possible reality, I can get all the toys to all the kids in one night. Because if I appear in, say, a little boy's house who wants a BB gun, whose mother probably does not approve of him having a BB gun in the house, but okay.
Got through them already.
Strange, but okay. Then, out comes a BB gun. If a little girl would like a teddy bear, I pull out a teddy bear. Make a little bit more sense now? Sydney still doesn't understand? I should explain more to Sydney?
Yeah.
And maybe this video by my colleague Duke Reginald will help you understand a little bit.
Then there are particles of experience.
A particle, which we think of as a solid thing, really exists in a so-called superposition, a spread out wave of possible locations. And it's in all of those at once. The instant you check on it, it snaps into just one of those possible positions.
It's easy to generate situations where the equations of motion will predict
that say the wave function, the psi of a certain basketball, is uniformly distributed all over the basketball court. We don't have any idea what a state like that would look like. According to the law of quantum mechanics, that's supposed to be a state in which it fails to make any sense even to ask the question, where is the basketball? That is, according to the law of quantum mechanics, asking the question, where is a basketball whose psi is uniformly distributed over a whole basketball court, is the logical equivalent of asking about, say, the marital status of the number 5. Okay? It's not that you don't know the answer, you don't happen to know whether the number 5 is married or a bachelor. It's that the question somehow is radically inappropriate in the first place. The number 5 doesn't have a marital status, there's nothing there to ask about, and similarly, a basketball whose wave function was uniformly distributed over the entire basketball court would not have a position that could even coherently be asked about. Now, the crux of the measurement problem is precisely that, although the Schrodinger equation predicts under certain circumstances which we basically know how to reproduce in the laboratory, that basketballs should go into states like that, states where there fails to be any intelligible fact, any sensible question even about where they are. And yet, when we go look at the basketball court in situations like that, we invariably see either a basketball over here, or a basketball over there, or a basketball over there. The fact that we see the basketball in some specific location, as opposed to seeing it in some science fiction state that we can't even imagine what it looks like, where there fails to be a question about what its location is, the fact that we always see it in some definite location is an explicit violation of these equations of motion, and it's exactly there that the measurement problem comes up.
You observe, things happen. When you don't, they don't.
Superheroes use superposition, with the world being potential strips of reality, until we choose. Heroes choose what they want, being in many places at once, experiencing many possibilities all at once, and then collapsing on the one. The question is, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go?
It's kind of hard to get away from it now. It's kind of everywhere. But you see, when the cause factor starts, I become endless waves of possibility, and for a brief amount of time, I can choose not to collapse onto any one, allowing me to deliver all the toys. This whole process requires huge amounts of faith on my part, which I get through prayer, meditation, affirmations, and denials, and an unwavering belief in God the good omnipotent.
I know what prayer and meditation are, but what are affirmations and denials?
Affirmations are statements of things we want to create, and denials are their opposite. They're statements of things we want to negate. So, each of us has a spark of divinity in us, just like all the great enlightened masters, and our words are powerful. You try.
I deny that Santa is fake. I affirm that Santa is real. Hey, I feel better already.
You see?
Does this mean I get to believe in Santa Claus again?
It means we all do, little guy.
Well, looks like the levels are back up, so... Else?
Looks like we should be getting you kids home so you can get your visit from Santa Claus.
And congratulations, you guys just saved Christmas.